Okay, I'm here with Brian Bushey of the Bushey Brothers Amusements, and Brian has a solution to a problem that plagues pinball guys like me who would love to get a great new game, but just does not have $8,000 or $9,000 or even $5,000 to spare. I just had a plumbing repair for $900 in my house to do it. So tell us about your solution.
Absolutely. So as you said, it's so expensive to get pinball machines, and then when they break, who knows how to fix them, right? If you look on Google, you won't find anyone who knows how to fix pinball machines. Luckily, I do all that, and I rent out pinball machines to the home market for $275 a month. So for $275 a month, you get to play the latest, greatest games like Led Zeppelin, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mandalorian, Star Wars, Star Trek, you name it. It's really, really great, really exciting.
Now, it's funny you mentioned that for $275 a month, because one of the things that Todd Tuckey, he had a seminar yesterday, mentioned, and I don't know if you're at that, is that people, when they buy a machine, tend to play it heavily for a month or maybe two, and then it falls off. And so if you're renting a machine like this, you have a chance to get that intense play at the time when you're most interested in it.
Yep, and what's so great about it is you get to then take that machine, say, hey, you know what, I'm done with Mandalorian. I've played it all, I've seen it all, the co-op mode was great, but I want a new game. I want something new to play, I want something new and exciting. So I'm gonna try out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Led Zeppelin. And guess what, flip side of the token, if you don't enjoy the game, if the game isn't for you, guess what? You didn't spend $6,000 or $7,000 on something you don't enjoy.
And have to try and resell.
Exactly. You spent $275 and you get to try something new in 4 weeks.
Now, how about the shipping? How does it ship to one? And that's, I presume it's not that's not included in the shipping, obviously, because
what we do is we service all of southern New England, all the way from New York City to Boston, out to the Cape, and well up into and past Albany.
Which means that Fitchburg, Massachusetts is served. Interesting.
Fitchburg, Massachusetts is well within our range, and for $100 we do bring the machine to you, set it up, make sure it's level, make sure everything is all right. But if you wanted to save that charge, you could come to the warehouse and pick up the machine yourself.
So you have the option of either having it delivered or for the $100 charge. And now, if let's say I rent a machine, I rent it for a month. How much can I like renew it for the second month, or are you reserved for a single month?
So that depends. The newest games, there is sometimes waiting lists. So I encourage people, if they know that they want it, they love the game, and they want a second game, or they want a second month, I encourage them to pick up the phone, call me, and say, hey, I'd like to extend the rental another 4 weeks. And then instantly they get it. As soon as they know that, I encourage them to tell me.
All right, so let's go and take a look at some of the games you have for rental, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down, and we'll talk on the way, if you don't.
Sounds good.
I'm known for walking interviews with politicians, but this is much more fun.
Sounds good. Yes, I'm not a politician.
Okay, so
sneak anything out of your pocket.
So right now you brought a good supply of machines, and I noticed that there were already a couple of them rented.
Absolutely.
And
we brought 15 machines, 10 of which were rentals, and we did have a couple games for sale. We have had 3 rentals leave so far this show. There's a couple other people who have already committed to machines and haven't picked them up yet, or would like them delivered after the show.
Now, do people have an option to rent to own as well?
So we haven't expanded into rent to own because of COVID. So as you know, there are a lot of chip shortages. There's wait lists for pinball machines included in that, and we just have not been able to replace these machines fast enough. Our demand for rent to own is very high, and as the market stabilizes and we get more machines, we will then start the rent-to-own process.
Well, so let's take a look at what you have here. So we have the Star Wars game, which is a very decent game. I actually haven't had a chance to play it yet. Metallica, and that one's $275 a month. Aerosmith, and if I may be so bold to suggest myself, if you're looking to rent a game, Aerosmith is an excellent game. It's one of the most popular games I've seen here.
Absolutely, and it's such a fun one. It just came back from an event at Beard Brewery.
Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy is another big one here. Now, you had a Mandalorian, and that's already rented. Did he take it right off?
Already been taken off the floor, yes.
So he rented it and just took it on the spot.
Took it right on the spot. He was super excited. his 8-year-old son was going to get in the car and realize that Mandalorian was in the back, and I'm sure that would have been great to be a fly on the wall and hear that reaction.
Yeah, a few people here, there are only 2 Mandalorians here, so that must have been a slight disappointment for a few of the players. Okay, Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles. And do you have any of the old games as well? I know, are those ones here as well?
Absolutely. So if you are interested, we do rent out what we call multi-cades. They play 60 different games. We rent those out whether for parties or for month-long rentals as well. Just like a pinball machine, $275 a month.
And that's a great deal in the sense that I know if I put a pinball machine in the living room, my wife would give me the look. She gave me enough of a look when my son had a pinball machine in the house on the back porch. I would play Sinbad. It's a nice thin game fit on the back porch. When he moved out, Sinbad went with him and my wife rejoiced. I don't think I could talk her into buying a machine, but I think I could talk her into letting me have one for a month.
Absolutely. And it's a great thing for the holidays. It's a great thing for family parties, family get-togethers, and those New Year's Eve parties that hopefully the world is now able to have. So super exciting and super popular for those big events that we have coming up.
All right, and if people want more information, if they want to come and rent Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles over here or something else, how do they get a hold of you?
Easiest way is to find us on Facebook at Bushey Brothers Amusements.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, and I hope the show treats you well.
Absolutely, thank you.